How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful break so far. I was laughing at your comment before, Megan, about not knowing what daytime it is. I certainly know how that goes. Except you do know when you have to work. That's unfortunately the one time that does end up with certainty, is knowing when you've got to work. Well, and hey, Larry, it's great to see you again. I'm sorry I've been missing for a little while. Life has been quite crazy. Every once in a while, I'm sure everybody can relate. There's you go through one of those times where everything just seems to happen all at once and it's hard to keep up. So I had to drop off the live streams for a little while, but I'm super excited to be back. And I've literally, probably the 3 minutes before the stream started, I was just over here shaking an ink bottle, one of the ones that I want to use today. So how are you all doing? I would love to hear what's happening in everybody's Calligra world and how you're all doing. We've got some fun in store for today. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the holidays and you like the cool, snazzy Christmas scene that I got ready for us today after the last one. The last one may have been close to the Halloween one, right? So we were all Halloween themed. But hope you're all having a really wonderful break. Yeah, I've been working really hard on getting a few things started. I've been working behind the scenes too on getting Calligra Friends going, the community site that I'm hoping to launch here within the next month or so, and then also Blackletter Bootcamp. I've been working hard to get everything together for that. It's just amazing how things all happen at the same time. So I am ready to have some fun today. So I hope you're all ready to pick some cool colors and some cool quotes, and I'm gonna try something new today, so I'm interested to see what you all think. So let's try this out and see how it goes. I'm gonna be in the top left corner here, and then we'll try this rather than you trying to decipher my handwriting on a sketch. Can everybody see the three quote fields? Oh, thank you, Carla. I'm glad you've missed lives. I've missed them too, to be honest. Like, it's crazy how just things fill the time in the meantime. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, I've definitely missed our fun Calligra crew and inventing words. We all love inventing words, right? Hopefully, if you've invented any words this holiday season, I'd love to hear them. So let's see. So let me know if you can read this a little bit better. I'm going to try to do my quote reveals. So I went for some very friendly, very kind, holiday-themed ones. Not that I ever do any that are terribly crazy. So 3 quote options today. Let me know if hopefully you can read these all right. The first one is trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. So just a very kind of reassuring, supportive quote. The second one is a warm smile is the universal language of kindness, which is, I think, especially valued and especially appreciated during the holidays when we're all smiling. There's just something nice about the holiday cheer, right? And then the last one is there's nothing more truly artistic than to love people, which is a Van Gogh quote. I don't recall who the other quotes were from, but I did note that one while I was making a note of it or getting this ready for today. So let me know between those 3. You can just throw a Q1, Q2, or Q3 in the chat, and I'll see which ones you like. And I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as well. Okay, and in the meantime, let's move over. I also got a little slide together for our inky goodness. So, well, it looks like, hey, Yogi's here too. Hi, Yogi. How are you doing? A friend from Canada. This is awesome. And Megan is saying the last one you remember seeing was around Halloween, but that was when school got really crazy. So it seems like for both of us, life got a little bit crazy. Oh, and hi, Margaret. Really wonderful to see you here too. All right, looks like right now quote 1 is in the lead. So I'm going to reveal the first 3 ink choices. So I've given them I1, I2, and I3. So we can start with a base of red, blue, and purple, or red, blue, or purple. And for the dipping ink, does anyone remember one of the things that we did before the break, or before I got a little bit crazy, or life got a little bit crazy? It was a shimmering ink. So for the dipping ink today, I have provided 3 shimmering options. So shimmering gold, shimmering green, and white pearl. And I'll also, as I switch over to the overhead view, I'll kind of show some of the ones that we went through before, just to kind of remember what they were. So for the initial inks, just give me an I1, I2, or 3. And then for the dipping, D1, D2, or D3. My crazy brainstorm was that might be easier for us to follow today. All right, now I'll head back to the live. All right. Okay, I think quote 1 was the winner, and I'll probably have to back up to remember what the actual quote was. So let's go back. Okay, well, now the slides are going crazy. Trust yourself, you know more than you think you do. All right. Ink 3 and dipping 1. All right. Look at everyone using this cool code system now. Now it looks like we're talking in code, right? Larry saying, okay, I'm seeing quote. I think quote 1 was the winner. Ink 3, ink 1, ink 3. I think ink 3 was the winner. And dipping, looks like dipping ink 1 so far. Okay. So we are doing quote 1 with, I may have bamboozled myself in doing this now, with purple and shimmering gold. It is. All right. So let me grab the shimmering gold and get my purple pen. That's red. All right. Who's ready for some calligraphy fun? Oh, I've missed these. You guys are all so much fun. And Larry says he's okay with anything. Larry, very flexible today. All right, so let's switch back over to the overhead view, and hopefully you can see my pen there. Yeah, I was talking about, does anyone remember this one from before the break? Let me make it a little less bright. Yeah, to me, this was one of the biggest surprises probably of the year for me. This one, and if anyone remembers the snot green ink from a while ago, I'm just shaking up this bottle while we're waiting, or while I'm getting things ready. But do you guys remember? Pardon me. Do you guys remember this one? So this one, it looks kind of black and muted when you look at it up from the front, but then it turns completely gold when you tilt it into the light, which is absolutely still bonkers to me. And we can go through some other greatest hits maybe of the year from our awesome collaborations here. All right, so I'm now just grabbing the rulers, and we will turn on the other light and get things started. So what have all of you been up to the past couple of months? Lots of holiday fun. Hopefully Halloween passed, Thanksgiving passed, and now Christmas. Goodness. And how, I think I remember seeing at least Carla at the Lettering for Holiday Projects too, that we did in October. That was fun. That was, if I remember right, it was almost 11 hours of continuous streaming. Both me and Angie are definitely pretty pooped by the end of that one. But it was so much fun. Such a fun event. All right. So let's just we'll call this, instead of circles today, we'll just call this a wreath. What do you think of that? Oh, hi Thelma, how are you? Wonderful to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining, and you are fantastically kind. I sincerely appreciate the kind words. I'm sure you're all fantastic and like 100 times better than me at any of these calligraphy shenanigans, right? It's just so much fun. So now we're drawing some circles. The hardest part is always like having to draw a circle almost through your hand. I've missed laughing with all of you. Oh, Megan's saying lots of baking. Ooh, that sounds delicious. So lots of cookies, or okay, I've a question for everybody. Sweet or savory? I definitely lean towards the side of sweet. My family tells me that I don't have a sweet tooth. I have like a sweet fang or something like that. That it's so dominant. I definitely love the sugary treats, which makes the holidays particularly fun. Oh, Carla's learning about cricut. Are they called cricut or cricket? I've never known. It's one of those words to me that I never really completely figured out what the right way to pronounce is. There's always a few of those. And does anyone have any cool or exciting New Year's plans ahead? Or did you get any cool calligraphy gifts for Christmas? Or any of the holiday celebrations? Gosh, there's so much. There's Thanksgiving that just passed with the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals and all that good stuff, at least here in the States. I don't know, do other places in the world also go bonkers around the holidays with the shopping? Probably, right? Alright, let's see. Maybe one, I don't know. It's been a while. I'll give myself a few extra guides because I'm even out of practice. Things have been so busy. Okay. All right. We've got our framework set. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So hopefully we can see things a little bit more clearly. All right. And then this is my shimmering gold. So we said purple and gold. This is probably, I feel like this is going to be a success. Oh, I'm seeing. Oh, thank you for giving us who the quote is from. I'm actually even going to go back to the presentation on my end just so that I can see and remember it as I write. We'll see if any spelling errors arise today. So I'm just shaking up this ink bottle, and I've got one of my bazillion little ink jars. So I always just shake them up just to see until I see bubbles at the bottom. That may be too much, but at least I know that it's dispersed completely, all the inky goodness. And Megan is in the sweet camp. Good to know. Yeah, it's a problem, right? All the like brownies and cookies and goodness gracious. They even had some like cocoa cereal on sale at the grocery store last time I went, and I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't help myself. I am also going to grab one of my little stirring disc things because these inks do tend to settle fast, I've found. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to do a quick dab. All right. Looks like we've got some ink there. And then trust yourself. So let's see. How to start. You can probably tell I've dipped this pen in ink once or twice. So Megan said multiple batches of Finnish sweetbread. Wow. And then a bunch of cookie bar varieties. My favorite was a new one. And try chocolate peanut butter cheesecake bars. If you feel the need to send any of those in this direction, I'm in Houston, so I would gladly accept any of those delicious treats. They sound amazing. Holy smokes. Okay, let's see. Trust. Got to start with trusting. I feel like I could just talk talk forever. Let's start maybe with a pseudo capital. Look at that giant glob of ink. Okay, this actually happened to me yesterday too. I laid down one stroke with the purple and it was so wet. I left the book open and it didn't even dry overnight. It was so wet. It's crazy. It's one of my little practice books. So I may even give this. Let's see if I can't just maybe wipe out some of the hyper juicy strokes there. Otherwise, so we're gonna end up with a potentially interesting tea. All right. So it was so wet. Look at what it's already done to the ink. This is gonna be interesting. It's already purplized. I just made a word. Okay, all right, look, it's already getting lighter. Ooh, this is cool. So trust, the ink is still super wet. Maybe I'll give it a minute. Just to get some of the that excessive ink flow out. Do a quick dip for the S. Wow, look at all that ink. These are some really cool colors. Let's go down super long with the S. We like to do the S's with descenders, right? Carlos saying, try to be good to watch the sugar. I feel you there. That's definitely the smart and healthy option for sure. It is crazy. There's sugar in everything these days. It's bonkers. Let's do. I'm feeling like a medium tall tea. So there's the trust. I think the purple is so wet that it's just completely overriding the gold, but there is some shimmeriness in there. Wow, this is such a wet combination. Yeah, let's see. Let's go super long. Maybe I can get even more. Of the ink to flow through. Well, one thing I can certainly say is leaving the ink in the pen for a while sure did not result in any ink flow problems. It's almost like laying down a bubble on the page. Yeah, you guys can see too. Let's zoom in. Let's go to the zoom. So watch as I tilt it up just how much ink is on there. I think it's probably hard. It looks like it's hard. Oh, yeah, maybe in that direction. You can see just how saturated, and look at the tea. Even the tea is still wet. That is some super high ink flow coming out of the pen. And Yogi's asking, how do you prevent the magnetic ball from attaching to the pen nib? To be totally honest, I don't think I've never actually even had a problem with that. It doesn't ever seem to attach. Let's see, it just kind of helps with the stirring. And we've now invented a new color because the purple is going to distribute into this ink. But yeah, honestly, I've never had a problem with it. It doesn't stick to the pen tip at all. But clever. Would it be interesting if it did, right? That would be an interesting problem. Okay, maybe it's going to start getting lighter. Let's see. That's definitely cool. Wow. This purple in the ink flow. Heck, maybe I'll just lean into it. Whoa, did you see that? That was cool. Even though it's a little bit jagged there now. Absolutely no problems with the ink flow coming out of the purple today. And Larry saying greetings from Mars? Was there a space mission that I missed? How'd you find yourself in Mars, Larry? What happened there? You just done with Earth? What kind of an E to do? Let's see. Maybe it's kind of maybe a straight one. Not too curvy today. And the L. And you know me, I'll come back and add some more stuff later. So it's interesting. I do kind of see some hints of the gold in here, but I think if it was a drier ink, it would probably be showing a lot more. Look at how much purple is in here now. Yeah, what Megan's saying is right. It almost looks like a shimmer ink instead of an ink that's been dipped. Yeah, that's totally right. I think it's the double. Oh, this is going to be a juicy one. Okay, let's see. Let's try to go fast. Yep. Look at that. I'm just going to do an F with an ascender and a descender this time. That one came out a little bit lighter. Maybe we're starting to dry out a little bit. Yeah, can you tell? Let me zoom in a little bit more. So trust yourself. I don't think I'm going to have much room for the F on this anyway. Actually, I have to. Now that I've dipped, I'm committed to the next letter. Trust yourself. Yeah, it's starting to lighten up. Can you tell? I'm going to go a little bit longer here too, just to give myself a little bit more space. Now I can come across with the F. Trust yourself. Okay, it feels like it's getting lighter. It's almost neon now. And they're saying PA visiting? Does that mean you're in Pennsylvania? Up the road from the moon. Unless this is a state that's got the cities of Mars and the moon. You've gone on a very long journey for the holidays, Larry. Trust yourself. You. Yeah, the ink is definitely drying out a little bit more now. So we should start to get more interesting blends. It's actually one of my favorite things that happens with these, when making these and doing these little ink dipping combos, is you never know what's going to happen. I almost fooled myself into writing the wrong letter there. Because I started thinking of Forrest Gump. Does anyone remember that movie? I was thinking of when you do these, you never know what you're going to get, just like the box of chocolates. For anyone who remembers that reference. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Carla. Very cool effect. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to start stirring this again. It feels like it's starting to settle out. I mean, heck, you guys can watch with me, assuming I don't. Well, Let's see if I don't end up pulling something off of my desk. Now, this is my little stirring station. So it's like a purple gold now. Or pink, right? We've completely changed the color. Ooh, man. I mean, I just got the idea of maybe even dipping in an additional color. We'll see what happens. That's going to be very juicy right there. So yeah, fun fact you probably didn't know. I was actually working in a movie theater the summer that Forrest Gump came out. So I may have seen that, having to walk in and clean the theaters and stuff like that. I may have seen bits and pieces of that more times than most likely any of you. So I know all of the movies that came out that year because I have them almost memorized. The Lion King, if I remember right, was the exact same year. You know. All right, look at that. It's actually turning like almost neon pink, right? Megan saying we aren't that young. I don't know. I'm willing to bet you're all just kiddos, right? You know more. It's a fun community of calligrapher friends. Got some masters out there, and then some younger folks that are learning and just getting started. It's really cool. So did anyone get to practice some calligraphy over the holidays? Or has it just been busy working and with family events and all of that other fun celebratory good stuff? No more. Let's go with a dip. No more. Ooh, I just thought of a fun question too. What are your favorite holiday movies? Oh, good for you, Yogi. That is fantastic. Really, as far as I'm concerned, that's really the key. It's just consistency. Like, it's better to do even 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. If you can squeeze that in every day or every other day or something like that, than to just do like 3 hours of work one day and then completely abandon it, or like not have the time or not make the time for it for another week or two or something like that. Really, the consistency makes a huge difference. I used to even squeeze in, more. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I write the correct word. I used to squeeze in practicing like any opportunity that I got. So I have these little notebooks. I'm looking for one next to me. So yeah, I have these little notebooks. This one, a sticker that I made that says "Believe" recently. Just for anyone who's a Ted Lasso fan, the little word he posted on the top of the door. Yeah, I would carry these little books and just keep them around with me everywhere, and have my little parallel pens. And I would just, if I had 5 minutes while I was on hold or something like that, I would practice. On hold on a phone call or in a meeting on the phone or something like that. Or even just while eating dinner, maybe, or something. Just any little bit of time, I would try to squeeze in some practice. So good for you, Yogi. That's awesome. You know more than... And I am still curious to hear about what your favorite holiday movies are. So then we are approaching either pinky technique territory now or using a sheet under my palm. You know more than you think you do. Enrique, hey Enrique, nice to see you here. Fantastic to have you on the stream too. You know more than you. Did I spell this right? You know more than. It's funny, I talk so much while I'm working on these fun live streams. I completely forget where I am. You know more than you. I have a sneaking suspicion this one may not fit this week. And I feel like maybe the ink is drying out now. This is bizarre. Nope, looks like it's still full. Or close. There's still plenty of ink in there. It's a very unique day for the purple ink. It went from being super dark to now being super light on the other side. Then you... And this has turned into something completely different. I'm going to stir it again. You remember the ink started out this color. Now it's basically purple pink. How crazy. Here is the little stirring station again. So yeah, what Megan said, it is starting to feel more like a shimmery ink than it is a dipping ink. Which can be cool. You never know what kind of fun effects you're going to get. More than you. That one definitely got some shimmery goodness in there. Let's see, movies. Megan said the animated Grinch. You mean the old school one? That one is a fun one. No more than you. One of my favorite. There's so many. I like the Peanuts ones. I also really love A Christmas Story. For anyone who's seen that one. The first time I saw it was actually at school. One of my teachers showed us A Christmas Story right before the holidays in class. So I owe her some thanks for that. Otherwise, I probably would have never seen it. You know more than you think. Let's do the T. And does anyone remember, even if this doesn't fit, we're still having fun, right? So, does anyone remember the other quote from earlier in the year that didn't fit? By one letter, it was off. Let's see how the memories are. I can cheat because I have it next to me, so it's definitely not fair. Yep, I don't think this one's gonna fit. The calligulations were incorrect this week. You know more than you think. But let's see. How are we doing on time? 8:36, not bad. And I've definitely missed doing these streams with you. You all are so much fun. I mean, I could do like a text message version of you do. You know more than you think. So start also thinking about what colors we should pair with this for the outer and inner rings. I don't know why my brain immediately went to gold, but we'll see. I'm also going to tilt this for you. Because I'm even curious if any of the metallic came through. You never know. It's always a fun surprise with these. And you think, yeah, let's see. We'll do the text message letter U. Because calligraphy doesn't have to be totally serious. We can have fun with it, right? What do you all think? Then you think U. So there's the letter U. And let's see if we can squeeze in. I probably shouldn't have started with a capital T. That probably threw off a little bit of the spacing, but we'll see what we can squeeze in here. So there's the D. And let's see how much of an O we can squeeze in here. You know what? I think I'm gonna pretend like I'm just gonna do something like that. That's not bad. That's different. And now it kind of fit, right? Now I can just sorta pull this through, and now it looks like I almost intended to do this. Like it's a perfect fit all the way around. What do you think? Oh, actually, in some of this area that's drying, ooh, that's actually really cool. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you. You're probably gonna laugh, but I actually tried putting a magnifying glass up to try to share some of the details. I just may need to get an additional camera or something like that just to get like the super hyper close-ups. But can you see with the R? It does have a little bit of a shimmer. Let me just get it on one light. And even the T a little. Let me make it brighter. Okay, maybe now. Yeah, there we go. Can you see that a little bit better? And then over here on the other end, it's completely different. I feel like by the L's over here, there's a little bit of gold. So this is all the way around. It's so fascinating. It feels like, or it looks like completely different inks here in the darker areas. So crazy. Now it's gonna be like the sun, super bright. We'll zoom out a bit. All right. So I'm gonna start going in and adding the fun flourishes and other stuff. But start thinking, do we do, like for the outlines and stuff, do we do gold? That would be kind of Christmassy, right? Very gold. Or do we go with some other bonkers color? I mean, you're all absolutely fantastic at picking colors. I love the things that we've come up with on here. So let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to stir up what is now just basically purple dipping. Purple gold shimmer. Try to get it in frame, you can see. So yeah, it's cool seeing the little particles swoosh around in there. And that is the technical term, I believe. The scientific term is swoosh. Oh, and Megan, I am incredibly impressed. I'm catching up on the chat. Did not make time for art. Click for your painting. Well, it's good that it is fantastically smart to have time to read books and go outside, and that is a fantastic use of your time as well. And excellent memory, by the way. It was the Harry Potter quote. The reason I mentioned this, I just realized that I think this is the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter, right? The movies? So they're doing like some kind of a reunion soon? I've been seeing some ads and stuff. I was definitely a Harry Potter fan. I read the books. I grew up with Star Wars and superheroes, though. Let's do cool little center part to the E. It actually occurred to me while I was making that stroke to do something different this time. So maybe we'll save that for next time. Okay, and this is where it started to get light. Yogi was, I'm probably late in catching up on that, but Yogi was saying instead of the word you, just use the letter U. You and I were on the same wavelength, Yogi. Great minds think alike. That's what they say, right? So you clearly have a great mind. Mine, who knows? It's mine, bit crazy, bit bonkers. Inventing words all the time. And Carla was thinking, wow, I was thinking gold to highlight. Okay. Fabulous. Thank you, Yogi. You're too kind. And thanks, Larry. Appreciate it. I'm trying my improv skills here, doing my best. And Megan saying subtle shimmer. Yeah, it's quite subtle on this one. Sometimes like the gold shimmer and the interesting ink dipping effects, like they're so strong I feel like they come out and smack me in the face. Other times they're just mild and very like muted a little bit. Or sometimes they're a combination. Like that one that I was showing earlier. Man, I wish like everybody was just here and we could just play around with these things together. But the one I was showing earlier, when you're looking right at it, it does not look that metallic, but you just tilt it into the light, you get all of the metal goodness, which is crazy. I love stuff like that. And I've been wanting to do some more abstracts again recently, like the ones that are hanging up behind me. So much stuff. I had an idea recently too, which was super exciting for something to try. Hoping I can carve out enough time to try that out. And I see Carla saying turquoise. That would be an interesting contrast. So yeah, everybody jump in here if you have any ideas. I'm getting close to working my way around. Oh, hey, Shawnee. Great to see you. Thank you for joining in tonight. Oh, inspired once again by your calligraphy art and quotes. You are too kind. You're too kind. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much all of your kind words and all of the support means. It really does mean a lot. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I've been super excited about launching the community page soon. Is I'm excited to get to interact with everybody and like see things that you create and try to help out as well. Share tips and other things that sometimes I forget or don't have time to put on these streams or in some of the newsletters and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that. All right, time for some flourishing fun. So let's go this away. Let's see, where do we want to go with this one? This one feels like it's just kind of spiraling on its own. Here we go, that. I'm going to do a short one here, because this little spot got super crowded. What am I about to run into over there? Yeah, we're going to keep this one simple. Just like so. And then this S. Let's get some other ink in here. It's crazy. All of these descenders are all kind of colliding in one area. It's just the way the words. I was gonna say the way the words crumble. I'm clearly thinking of cookies. Megan has got my brain on the baked goods now. So I'm probably just gonna keep these ones a little bit simpler, so I don't have too much room to go crazy here. Although maybe I just got the idea of. Let's see what we can pull off with this Y. So I want to go now like up and then go wide. Let's dip the ink or mix up the ink. It's bonkers how purple this ink is now. Carla gave me an A+ for the spelling this week. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. I try. Okay, let's curve. Oop, that ended up being very wet right there. Okay, it's all right. We're gonna end up with something interesting. You know what? They don't always have to cross. What if we just keep going? I got a lot of space over here, right? So what if I turn this one into a crazy... What if we loop around like so? See, I'm just spitballing here. Flourish spitballing? Is that a thing? Maybe come back around here. This one really, I don't think I've ever done a flourish this big on one of these, so it'll be very unique. And then for this one, we'll see how this shakes out at the end. We will curve over to the right. I kind of feel like going back on itself here. So yeah, with the Harry Potter anniversary, I'm kind of excited to rewatch the movies. My wife and I had started watching a few of them recently, so we may have to catch up on finishing them before the end of the week or something like that. It's quite an undertaking. They're long, right? Okay, well, this ended up being interesting, right? I actually feel like I could have kept going, but sometimes it's just good to stop and just let it be where it is. And then who knows, there may be some other cool elements I can add. All right, so what has everybody been landing on for the outline colors? Because we still do have a little bit of time, and I would love to get started. I feel like do I need to break out the sparkle pot pens? Okay, I'm gonna. Because I heard a few ideas from Carla. Let me know. Remind me if I've missed any. I think I remember gold, turquoise, and silver potentially. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be super sparkly. You could go with just a color. I'll pick them a micron pen or a paint pen. Let me know. This area is pretty busy. I'm going to keep it simple for the T. I'll just do a little swoosh like that. Trust yourself. You know more than, that's a T. Yeah, I'll keep it simple too. But we'll integrate it with the H here. Boom. You know more than. Now this one I feel like going a little crazy with. I don't know why. Do you guys experience the same thing where just sometimes you just feel like letting loose with one of these? And the I kind of feel like giving the I a bigger swoosh. You know more than you think you do. Let's give the D a little bit of extra pizzazz. All right. What do you think? Let's zoom out. That was in. And there we go. We have the finished, well, not really finished, right? But we have the pseudo-finished result. Okay, Yogi is jumping in on the turquoise. Alrighty. I believe it would seem that we have a decision. Turquoise. Okay, let me see. I think I have I'm looking through my Sparkle Pop collection. I mean, I guess it's kind of blue, but this is... Would you consider that in the turquoise vicinity? Because I've got that. I've got a metallic. I think this is metallic. Yeah, there we go. That one's metallic. Got that metallic blue. I also have this. I always get kind of turquoise and greenish. A little bit confused. Okay, it looks like I do have one other maybe. Although I don't know how. We'll see how fine that tip is. It might be really big. This might be the first time I bust out one of these little Molotow paint pens. Alright, so with the few minutes that we've got here, we'll call this 1, 2, 3, and 4. What do you think? Oh, hey Doreen, really great to see you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I'll be doing more of these. Since Doreen came late, we'll do 2. So it looks like that's the first number I've seen so far, and I'm getting close to running. All right, Megan's in for number 2 as well. Number 2. This is going to be very unique. You guys are fantastic with the color choices. I can't wait to see what this causes or what this looks like. So what I'm doing now is looking for the least wet part of the of this to start writing, just to see what happens. Because I'm either, if I like, that's wet, all of the center dots are still wet. So when you do this on your own time, just wait patiently for the ink to dry. Shake up the pen. Oh, hey, Margaret. Really wonderful to see you. Is it just me, or does it feel like maybe like 50% of at least the calligraphy I do is shaking things? Ooh, that's cool. All right, I'm trying to make sure I'm not smudging things. Prevent as much smudgification as possible. This is going to be very unique. Oh. When we started with purple and gold, I thought this was going to be very, very holiday color themed. Just because of the gold, and the purple is kind of, it's in the family of red, combo of red and blue, but it's got some of that red. So I thought it would be much more gold, but you never know. That's why these experiments are always so much fun. If you can't tell, I'm literally dancing around trying to keep from smudging absolutely everything on this. Because so much of it is wet. But I want to squeeze in just as much as I can before we have to run. But cool color choice. It's a lot of room in there. You know what? I'm actually gonna come back and give the R a little extra pizzazz in the middle, just to fill in that area a bit. There we go. I mean, I'm sure there's a more technical term. I'm just going with pizzazz for now. Oh, goodness. So what do you guys think of this color combination? You like it? Doreen's made me laugh saying, shake, rattle, and calligrol. I love it. Shake, rattle, and calligrol. That's probably how I would say it. That's great. I love it. You just made me think of the head singer of the Foo Fighters. His calligraphy counterpart could be David Calligraphy instead of David Grohl. Haha. I'll be here all week, folks. Thank you very much. I'm just kidding. My goodness. Yep, this is what it's like hanging out with me. Just a lot of silliness. Constant silliness. Okay, look at that. So this is at least where it's the direction it's going in. So many interesting color choices. I'm gonna brighten this so that you can see, because it's darker. What you're seeing is much darker than what I see. So maybe if I even zoom in a little, you'll get a. Can you see the colors? So let's go down. And I really do love doing these little outlines. I mean, it's probably obvious, right? From the crazy detailed things that I've shared in the past, but it really is fun. You can just kind of, I usually will turn on some nice music, like something relaxing, and then just have fun working on all these little details and stuff. Just kind of get lost in the details. There's a fun fact, you may not realize this, but I am never able to hear the music that's playing on these live streams. So let me know if anything ever goes wrong, because I'm always just sitting here quietly. If I could hear the music, it would end up going back through the microphone, and none of us wants that much noise, right? So you guys will need to keep me posted on if you have any musical feedback. I just generally try to pick kind of sometimes upbeat, sometimes more relaxing. So hey, maybe if you follow along, you get to hear some cool tunes. All right, I could do this forever. It's already 9 o'clock. My goodness, so much fun, so much fun. So here's what the progress looks like now. And I've been toying with the idea of just keeping on finishing these maybe on the community site and taking a bunch of questions and stuff there, if that's helpful. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you would find useful there. But here's where we got today. Let's zoom all the way out so you can see the whole page. Sorry if I'm giving anyone whiplash there. So what do you think? And then I'll do the good old, I'll do the good old tilting, and we'll see if we get any metallic-y. Yeah, there's some in there, right? So it does have a bit of a sheen at different parts to it. Metallic inks. I am a sucker for the metallic inks. So yeah, I really do want to say thanks to all of you. Tonight for coming, for joining me tonight, for joining me for all of the live streams that we've done this year. I thought it would be fun to even show a few of the ones that we've done together. This was the one that I was showing earlier with the crazy bonkers. It's black and bluish or grayish. No, it's actually gold. It's just crazy stuff with these metallic inks. We worked on this one together, which has all sorts of goldness. We did this one, which I haven't finished yet, but I did draw the tree in there. I don't remember if I showed that to everybody afterwards. This was the Harry Potter one from several weeks ago. This is the one that didn't start out as a Halloween or Friday the 13th themed piece, but it might have been Ted. If I remember right, it might have been Ted who suggested we do a Friday the 13th themed piece right around Halloween, and that's what we ended up with. So it has been so much fun doing these with you this year. I'm going to switch back to just me chatting. So thank you so much. Here's what we made again today. So much fun. You can see it underneath the mic and all that good stuff. But very genuinely, I know I'm over time, but I really do want to say, an incredibly huge thank you to every one of you for signing on, for joining me here live, for chatting with me on these fun live streams. Everybody who's on the newsletter, everybody who watches afterwards too. I've chatted with some folks who aren't able to make it because of the time zones and who sign on afterwards, but or watch the recording afterwards. So I really just want to say a huge thank you. It's meant the world to me. I have so much fun doing these. I've been really bummed out to not have a chance to do them for the past couple of months. So thank you so much for doing this, and let me know if you have any suggestions for the future. I'm still going to be doing live streams. I may be doing them once every 2 weeks until I'm able to get my bearings back underneath me a bit, but I will be doing more of these, and I'm planning for some more guests. So let me know if you have any guests that you would like to see do some live Calligraphy Fun with me. But in the meantime, I think I've rambled enough. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Larry. Thanks, Carla. Thank you, Megan. Everybody, Shauna. Everybody here in the chat. Yogi. I'm trying to scroll up and find everybody. Doreen, I don't remember if I mentioned you again already, but thank you. Thank you so much. And there's no better way to end this than by wishing everyone a happy Festivus. You win the internet today, Doreen. I absolutely love it. And then there's a Festivus for the rest of us. So with that, I'll say good night, everybody. Happy New Year, and I will see you next year. All right? Have a fantastic evening in the meantime. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.